to your mind be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
What's up, guys? Your boy Prince PJ TV here once again, and today we're going to be talking about why is it important to be present. For most of us, living in the present moment is not a thing we automatically do. Most people are either living in the future or they're living in the past, and we completely ignore what is going on right before our eyes. And doing that, I believe, is one of the main things that limits us from being successful in our lives, and which prevents us from getting the things that we want. There was a movie that came out a while ago called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, which dives into that concept of being present. If you haven't seen the movie, you should check it out. It's really good. But basically, the main character was a gymnast who ended up meeting this guy who will become his teacher, and basically was showing him that how us not paying attention limits our ability to perform. And there was one scene where he was on the I think it's called the horse. And he clears his mind, or he basically levels himself and be completely present and paying attention to what's going on in front of him. And he just performs well. Like, he performs like in a way no one on his team has ever seen perform. Even his coach was shocked. And that's kind of the example of what we could do if we stay in the present moment. Another reason it's important to be present is your emotions. You can control your emotions a lot more. Most of the time, what triggers our emotions is our thoughts. We're thinking about negative things, or we're thinking about something in the past that we cannot change, or we're thinking about something in the future that we don't necessarily have control of. And these trigger different emotions within us and causes us to act a certain way. Think about it kind of like this. How often do we see people walking and we immediately judge them within our heads without really knowing anything about them? Or we're at a social gathering and you see groups of people, but you don't really socialize, because in your mind you're thinking like, oh, they don't want to talk to me, they don't want to do this. And so you create this whole narrative within your own mind, and you're living in that narrative instead of the present moment. Because technically nothing has happened yet. You're just making all of these assumptions that this is the thing that's going to happen. So living in the present moment can actually help you to be more social and to control your emotions. And like, it's so many there's so many positive benefits to living in the present moment that I could just go on and on. But another main thing I really want to hit about why is it important to be in the present moment is to have peace of mind, to be comfortable within yourself. One of the main things that I think causes anxiety is us thinking that we're not good enough, that I need to do something to make myself more noticeable or better or whatever. Basically, we don't accept ourselves the way we are. And I think just being present will help us to develop more, because as long as you're living in your head, you're never going to accomplish anything. How many people have said they're going to start businesses? How many people have talked about even starting YouTube? but it's always been just a dream, just a fantasy, because they're too scared to take that first step. And being present, being in the present moment, you just go. There is no, I'm kind of quoting the movie, there is no think, only do. You don't, when you're really in the present moment, you don't give yourself time to think of what could go wrong. You just go at it and see what happens. And I think that will also make your life a lot more interesting. You know, we always talk about how boring our lives are and how mediocre they are. That's because we never allow ourselves to experience new things. And that's because most of the time we're living in the past, or like I said before, we're living in trying to live in the future, never in the present. So if we're really in the present moment, there are always new experiences to be had, because you don't know what's going to happen. And so, you know, there are many opportunities. So you may be thinking, okay, you're talking about living the present moment. Well, how do I do it? How do I bring myself to this? I know a lot of people recommend meditation, of course, but you know, that may not be your thing, or it may not work for you. One thing that has helped me is stop saying I'm going to do something and just do it. You know, think about it. I'm going to make a YouTube video today. Well, instead of just saying it, just go ahead and do it. You don't have to say you're going to do something. Just do it. And that helps me to be grounded in the present moment, because it's no longer in the future, it's present. Because every time you say I am going to do something, you're placing it into the future instead of the present. And then, you know, so that's a tip that can help you to be a lot more present and focused on what's going on in front of you. Another thing is your breathing. Most of us, whether we notice it or not, we are mouth breathers, which is horrible, by the way. And if we learn to be conscious of our breath and breathe through our nose, you know, it helps us to be more present, and it actually lowers your stress level. So you're less stressed and you can actually focus more. And another thing that can help you to be more present is sitting in silence. You know, sitting in silence, letting silence penetrate your ears. Because what that's pretty much doing is it's forcing you to be aware of what's going on around you, because there's no background noise, there's no music playing, there's no TV going. It's just you. And that's going to ground you, and that's going to help you to be aware of what's going on around you. You know, so that's all I got to say. Just a quick little video talking about the present moment. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure y'all comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out.